particularidades económicas y políticas que tienen los pueblos internacionales. Y ahí, una vez definido eso, trabajamos la parte de las evaluaciones de condiciones y tendencias. Vamos a poder ver en la herramienta que esta evaluación de condiciones y tendencias no solo son modelos matemáticos, modelos occidentales. Muchos aspectos tienen que ver con sistemas tradicionales de evaluación. Por ejemplo, en una experiencia de esto que tuvimos en el pueblo Cuna, con las molas cunas que hacen las mujeres, pudimos agrupar en una línea de tiempo realidades del ambiente, del ecosistema, que ocurrían en diferentes momentos, porque con cambios generacionales y cambios en el ambiente también iban cambiando lo que reflejaban en sus molas, su arte. Entonces era un proceso sistemático de documentar cambios, de documentar situaciones de vida que estaba viviendo el pueblo Cuna en las zonas costeras. Entonces podíamos ver que había ahí en el tema de evaluación de condiciones y tendencias que hay métodos tradicionales que la gente tiene. Por ejemplo, también vimos que en el pueblo místico había toda una serie de conocimiento oral, de historia, que iban identificando y documentando datos históricos de tendencias ambiental y climática que residían vinculados a sus creencias y valores espirituales. Entonces, hay métodos que nos permiten también reflejar las tendencias que se van alcanzando. Y esas mismas herramientas se usan para visionar el futuro, en base a la cosmovisión y a los drivers, que le llamamos, de tendencias macro, geográficas, que pueden ser regionales, que pueden ser nacionales en el país. Por ejemplo, se está trabajando todo el tema de organización de un territorio frente a manejo de la forestería comunitaria para conservar el bosque. Pero ¿cuáles son las políticas del país, las políticas del Banco Mundial, las políticas del PIB que están incidiendo en la macroescala en ese territorio? ¿Cómo traslapar esto y producir un enfoque de visión estratégica para el tema de adaptación? Y esto nos lleva a identificar una serie de estrategias de adaptación al cambio climático. Y para esto voy a pedir la guía metodológica. Ok, aquí está el manual de la guía metodológica que ofrece una reflexión conceptual de qué se trata el proceso de las evaluaciones bioculturales y cuáles son las fases en las cuales se va desarrollando el proceso de evaluaciones, y se van brindando una serie de recomendaciones que estas recomendaciones, aparte de lo conceptual y que va definiendo algunas escalas de trabajo, también va brindando herramientas técnicas. Por ejemplo, si se está haciendo un diagnóstico, cuáles pueden ser técnicas que existen para hacer trabajos participativos, para socializar los resultados, para colocarlos en otros grupos de actores y darle continuidad e integración de estos análisis. Entonces, esta herramienta, esta guía ayuda a identificar una serie de herramientas que pueden ser utilizadas en las evaluaciones bioculturales. Y están a la orden, no sé si están en el video, llegaron, no pudieron entrar, ¿verdad? Pero se pueden compartir a través del video. Bien, muchas gracias.
Thank you, Jader. Just a brief brief comment. We didn't have a chance to include this tool in the CD, but that's why it's important to keep track of everyone's email address. So we will make a share folder, and in this share folder we will include all the presentations that we gave today, as well as all the additional toolkits, including Jack's toolkit, which I think it's in the CD, but there is a link to download the Crystal software. So any additional document that is not there, we will be sharing with you in this share folder soon. We just need your email address, please. Is there any, we have space for 2 additional questions for Jader. Is there anyone who wants to make a question? Well, thank you. Then this is when we close the snapshot session, and it's time to go for a session on feedback. And this will be by Jeff.
Yeah, but I think, Susan, we want to sort of take the pulse at this moment to consider how we'd like to have this session, because it was envisioned that we break out into groups as we did in the morning. But I think we want to try to assess whether that's the best way to approach the feedback session.
I think we're getting to the end of, I know, a long day. We had planned one other discussion in which we would do the same thing and get into the English table and the Spanish table, but to get some feedback from you on the different tools, you know, and some of your perspectives. But how are you all doing? Are you up for, you know, another discussion at the end of the day? Are you discussed out? Or we can also have a more open discussion from the floor. So, what is your feeling? Are you up for one more discussion? Not seeing too many hands. Are you up for some give and take on the floor for a few minutes? Yeah? So from the floor, not in a group. Okay. Okay.
I mean, we could still put up.
Yeah, let's put the questions up.
The questions that we put up. It's this Word document guide down a little bit down there. Guide for working. Yeah, that session.
Okay.
So I think our hope or our aspiration of the discussion that would ensue would be an opportunity for us to share our experiences, meaning those of you that haven't already shared would be able to share experiences from what you've seen working in terms of tools and what you've learned in terms of trying to make these capacity building efforts in your own work successful. And I had thought that there were 2 types of feedback we could try to generate here. Would be like, how can we actually improve people's access to tools and materials and information that might help them? So, you know, how do we improve what we have? How do we get it out there to people? How do we make the methods of delivery more effective? That's one sort of thought. And then for those organizations in the room today who are actually working with Indigenous peoples and working with local communities, how is that working relationship, and how can it be more effective, and how can it be more participatory and then enable better results? So the 3 questions that I had here, first was just trying to get a sense from people what the limiting factors or challenges were that prevent local communities or Indigenous peoples from accessing more training. If we think back to the morning presentation that Luis gave, he said that the supply of RED Plus training is not meeting current demand. So if there are groups globally, communities all throughout forest dependent communities, what's the constraints to them getting more access to too was trying to brainstorm on what's worked particularly well to increase access to relevant training. So thinking about tools, thinking about methodologies, like we just heard, processes. How are those working well? So we can think about what we can take home from this, and then what are the recommendations that actually improve the level of collaboration between different institutions and actors in designing more effective climate training. So we had thought this discussion would last for 40 minutes, and I think that we can see how far we get or how interested people are in talking further and take it from there. We have a microphone on that side.
So any?
Thank you, Susan. Thank you for questions there. I just wanted to for the first question, share an experience we have with police in Peru. It is when we are training, the community leaders to deliver the climate change issues in the community. Sometimes we are expecting them to organize like a workshop like we do in the communities, and they told us that they can't organize that type of meetings to talk about climate change. What they do is mostly they take advantage of meeting with friends or sitting in a house with a family, or that's the way they are using to share the information they are having as a the climate change point. So what I see is that sometimes we are expecting a different way to deliver this, and we are also thinking that we need resources in order to organize those workshops. Even when we ask them to organize workshops, they say that we need funding to do that we need to bring people here. But in the way as we do, they said maybe they don't need much money to do that, just to travel to the community. So sometimes we need to understand, the way they are trying to, the way they deliver that message to the communities. So just what reflected the first question, in relation to our experience in the world. Next.
Thank you. From my experience and my organization, the tendency has always been to use our organization resource people, and that has a very a negative implication in the sense that when we don't train trainers and want to do it, you find that the doing becomes yours, and the people start saying that what you are bringing is theirs. And from the experience I got from Latin America, what they've been doing is they've been using the people themselves, and they've been even inviting children, which we have not been doing. And to me, I think that is a worth of what they've been doing practically, which has helped them to do it practically. And then the other thing that we use sometimes, and we have also not used them extensively, are the extension staff. And the government extension staff are the key resource people in the area where we work. And sometimes for them, they stay there more than us. And to us, they have been a key resource people, but who we use off and on. So I think from what I've seen shared by the colleagues from Latin America is that the community themselves can be the best trainers. Thank you.
So maybe I did not come this morning, but terms of the training, yeah, to the local community or IP, I think it's 2 or 3 conditions that is quite difficult.
Can you share who you are and,
sorry.
where you're working?
Okay. My name is Song Ying. I work with Breakop. I'm in charge of the Thailand program. Yeah, that is focusing on the community forest. And in terms of the climate change, somehow we provide training, yeah, to the local people or even to the government staff. Just for the IP and the local community, that is I found out that is 3 or 4 conditions that is make us make the local people. It's hard for them to attend or access our training. One is because of their poor, so it's very hard to find that time, yeah, to attend the training or even in our event or somehow like that. That is one. And in terms of the our what you call that character and the people character is the different. Yeah, so that's why I think it's one that is it's very hard to get a good media or good material, yeah, to share or to explain to them, yeah, and get them to understand what we need them to understand. Yeah, that one. And I think in terms of the training, normally, yeah, we just look 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. But anyhow, I think it's for the IP or the local people, they have very short time, it's very short period of time, maybe only at night time. So something like this, I don't know, that is not easy for them to participate 1 day, 2 day. But anyhow, I think it's one that we can, yeah, support them, yeah, in terms of the information. That is at the first stage, yeah, for the training. Yeah, produce some material, yeah, and also have like a good media, document, video or somehow like that, yeah, to share what is the climate change, what is the red or red plus, yeah. And after that, yeah, then we can identify some good people or some potential leaders, yeah, to participate in our TOT. That is might be, the process step by step. Then we can use the local facilitators or the local trainer, yeah, to provide the training to the local people in their community. But from my experience, it's very, very hard in terms of the climate change adaptation or red plus. Even the government staff, it's like a very it's untouchable somehow like that for them. So that's why we have to repeat many times. Yeah. That is from my experience. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. I think we all share a lot of those experiences, and you brought home some really key points there. When we're trying to work with people who are farmers or forest dwellers or both, that their time is valuable and they don't have a lot of time to attend training workshops, they don't have a lot of resources to attend workshops, they may not even see the value in those. We have to work a lot harder to open those doors and make them possible.
Yeah, I wasn't able to attend this afternoon. I was in another forum, but I'm Ricky Nunez and I'm from CI Philippines, and we're working on a climate change adaptation program in the Verde Island Passage. Well, the first question is about what are the limiting factors, and I guess you will agree with me that one of the major limiting factors is funding, and being able to attend trainings and organize training will cost a lot of money. The way we do it in the Philippines, we try to work with partners. We try to be creative about it, and by working with partners, we're able to either access whatever resources that they have. We work with the local universities. We have a mentoring program where the key universities in Manila has been trained in the past by CI or has the capacity to do trainings for for other secondary universities or academic institutions based in the provinces or in the municipalities. So we tap the local resource persons in the local municipality or provinces to provide the training themselves to the local communities, or have them attend whatever seminars that they have on climate change. Also, what we do, since we work with fisher folks, fishermen, they have an organization, they have a network of enforcers, network of marine protected area managers, and usually during those meetings, during those discussions, we try as much and at best to incorporate some climate change discussions. Like yesterday and the other day, we have an ongoing marine protected area forum among fisher folk enforcing the laws and marine protected area managers. And one of the items that we included is sampling of climate change. That's how well we could. That's how creative we could go around the existing resource that we have.